Hey friends, it's Sarah. I have a free file and a free little work along. If you're brand new to the xTool family, I have a free file to create these, whether you can print them with the xTool M2 or you want to engrave and cut them. I'll put the link for this file down in the comments section below. She's free. All right, so I am going to tell you, if you are new to my channel, I speak quickly. You can go to the YouTube cog, playback speed, and anything above the word normal will slow that down. Again, it's just right here in playback speed. To prep my material, I'm using xTool's plywood in the basswood variant. I'm going to use this Ink Aid Clear. This isn't the only option. xTool has a great spray for wood. I'm just going to show you, this is how I prep it. I actually go vertical, then I go horizontal, and then I go vertical again to make sure I don't have any streaks or bumps or ridges. Some of the formulas will actually show up those. That was too much, so let's just not have a heart attack. Anyway, some of them will show all of those bumps and ridges, so you want to make sure you have a smooth application. Now I'm going to use my arch nemesis, these little magnetic standoff thingies. They go flying at least once a day. And I'm going to make sure I put in my wood away from this print module because it has to swing out. Now, before we get started on the design, I have a great video. If you're new to the xTool M2, this video will show you how to alter these designs, but I'm going to use what I've provided. You can see I'm going to come over here to the mode and I'm going to change it to print then cut. Okay, there's an engravable and a printable. I'm going to stay on the printable version today. Up here you can see I don't have auto mode enabled. I do have my AP2 from xTool, the purifier, connected, and then my machine is in ready status. That means it's ready to go. So I'm going to choose my material. I am using the xTool 1/8 inch or 3mm basswood plywood. To me, this is the best that's out there. Next up, we're going to finish our prep, but you can see here, I'm going to change this to 90%, and you may think that's really high, but what I found is if you have a gradient with a very light color or pastel, 90 seems to work best. If you have mostly dark rich hues, 80% is more than fine. Now for my cut, you can see the default put in here when we chose material is 104:1. However, I know for a fact I run xTool basswood at 106:1. So if you don't know, let me show you. You can run through a material test, but I'm lazy, so I'm going to turn all of this off. I know it's off because I come to my layers panel, make sure it's all highlighted, and then choose no output at the right. I'm going to create a circle by hitting C on my keyboard and holding down Shift, and I'm going to highlight both of the original and copy, and I'm going to choose the diode laser I have. I'm going to set it to cut. Now, both of them selected, 100 power, 1 pass, and constant power. One of them gets a 4 and one of them gets a 6. That's my entire material test, friends. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to swap laser modules, but you can see my printer's still in there. I'm going to move this around, and then when I hit process, it's like, hey girl, you have a printer in, and then we swap it, and then it says, okay, 20 seconds later, here's your test. Mine still prints or still cuts at 106:1. Not sure why that changed, but you can do your mini test as well. I'm going to turn those off. You can see they're ignored, and then we'll turn back on both of these. So here I'm just going to make sure I have everything selected, hit 6, and then you can go ahead and turn back on your print output as well. So technically you're ready. So let's go hit, because we did move the material, we're going to go ahead and hit thickness again. Wait until our crosshairs show up, then click on the material. When our auto measurement is in place, that's when we know we can start putting everything where we need to. Again, that module area we can't use will show up. Now you can see I'm going to start just moving things around, but we need to save our file. Anytime you make a change, you put your settings in, you can come to the save disk, or you can go to File, Save As, choose local to your computer or to the cloud. Now that that's saved, we can go ahead and continue. So I will say that if you want to make sure placement is correct, after you've measured you should use the cameras. Now, we all know you can close shot view something, but over here next to close shot is a stitched image. I want to take the entire top of an image, right? It will take all of these different images so I can get the most accurate view. And then I can do that on the side. I can do a close shot. I can do this as many times as I want just to make sure that I'm putting my stuff where it needs to be. I love that. All right, so I'm just going to finish moving this all around. Now I'm going to go ahead and, because I have a prime piece of wood, I'm going to create a couple of magnets for my daughter's fridge upstairs in the movie room. So I'm just going to create the image. Now, when you pop it in here, go to the processing module at the right and choose print. So there's going to be a little drop down and you choose printer. Now, you're going to have to change the ink capacity because we put these on afterwards. So just go ahead and choose whatever you've chosen before. Now I want to add a cut. So I'm going to come up here with the popcorn selected and choose offset. Now, one thing about this is you can vary this 100 different ways in 100 different sizes. Just make sure that if your machine has any blowback, you create a larger, wider area for your any cleanup of that blowback. I don't have any blowback on mine, so I'm just going to go like this. Now, one thing I will say, you see that little black thing right there? Doesn't matter. I'm going to hit confirm to lock that in, and then at the very top, I'm going to choose this edit. So what happened was somehow in their calculation, it created a couple extra cuts or commands. So if I hold down space, you can drag the entire artboard. I'm going to click one of those and then just delete a couple times. You can do that. You can also come here to simplification and just reduce the number of nodes, which is the commands to your laser. If you like that, great. I don't. I'm going to hit undo twice, Command or Control Z, or you can use the undo function at the bottom. I like it like that. Okay, so when we hit done, you can see we have to actually set our parameter for this cut as well. So we're going to hit cut 106 and 1. Make sure dynamic power is not selected if constant is for everything else. All right, so now you're just going to do that with whatever magnets you want. Delete the close view after placing everything. And now we're basically ready. Now I'm going to go ahead and this up here, right? We got to make sure we're away from our magnetic standoffs by 5 millimeters. So just make sure that is set as well. This one will take almost 5 minutes for the first task, which is the printer. So I'm going to hit start. It'll send that file, right? Then when you have sent the file, you're going to hit start on the machine. And if this happens, it's correct. I see a lot of people asking about that. So here you can see I'm just going to hit start on the machine. On the printer function, you can leave the lid open. You can see it will uncap itself, do a little rocket thing of ink, and then it will immediately begin printing your entire design. Now, because this did take 5 minutes, I'm not going to keep that at real speed, but you can see it go. Now, when it's time, you're just simply going to be prompted to swap the print module with the laser module, press start all over again, and it will begin cutting. Again, I'm not going to bore you with the cutting, but here you go. All right, when it is all done, you can take it out of the laser. Now, I believe in honesty. I'm going to show you the front, the back, and everything. So some people are getting blowback. That usually has to do with your settings, but it can be resin in your material, the glues, and stuff like that. Here's the back of mine. You can see I don't really have any blowback on front or back. I used 3 coats of the Krylon spray sealant, and mine were ready for plants. So as a reminder, you can get this free file, and let's all just ooh and ah over the cute little plant stakes we made. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions about it, leave them down below. Thanks for joining me, and please like and subscribe for more crafting with the xTool M2.